Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Canadian Social. My name is Tarah, and I'm here with my awesome co-host Renee, and we are joined from like across the world with our fabulous guest, Julia.
Hey, Julia. Thanks for joining us today.
It's like it's 7 o'clock in the morning where Julia's at, so it's bright and early for her, and she's on holidays right now too. So this is like extra special that she took the time to come today. So I'm just going to introduce Julia quick here, and then we're just going to like chit chat away. So Julia is a mother of two, married to the FIFO life, speaker of nonsense, writer of occasional relevance, wine enthusiast, caffeine devotee, anxious driver, and doughnut aficionado. Julia also talks big on mental health awareness and the benefits in ditching the plastic. Interests include normalising, parenthood, and saving the world. Julia just released her latest children's book, Wandering Home, an ode to spreading your wings. How cool is that?
Yeah,
I want to know. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, you have to tell me about this. What inspired you to write this children's book?
So it's so my sister and I, my sister's an artist, and we've always talked about writing a book together, but we never really had an idea. We just figured it would happen one day. And then my son actually came home from school and he said, "Oh, for show and tell this week we have to take in our favorite poem. Mum, have you written any poems?" And I said, "Well, not for a while, but I'll write one for you. What would you like it to be about?" And we're originally from New Zealand, but we live in Australia, and my oldest son's a real little patriot. He really loves New Zealand. So he said, "Could you write one about moving away from New Zealand?" So I did. I wrote this poem, and then on the same day, my sister said, "Oh, look at this picture that I've painted for our cousin," and it was of some New Zealand native birds. And I kind of went, I had a bit of a light bulb moment and said, maybe this is our book, because we're surrounded by families who have all moved away from New Zealand or have moved away from their homeland. So, we've got a lot of Irish friends and a lot of English friends, and obviously a lot of New Zealanders in Australia as well. So we just thought that this would be a really beautiful book for people who have moved away from their homes.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So she just created a piece of artwork for each kind of paragraph of the poem and put it together from there. So it probably took us over a year to bring it all together because we self-published. So that's quite a learning curve. A lot involved that I wasn't anticipating. So it took a lot longer, but really, really happy with the outcome. Really proud of our little project. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Like I've seen the illustration pictures, and it is so beautiful. I'm
really happy, really proud. So it's really cool to have a project like that has that sort of backstory inspired by my son and come together with my sister and things. So yeah,
I love it.
We're already looking at number 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are your books available in any of the larger bookstores, or is it?
No, at the moment it's just online. Through my website.
Awesome. Yeah. We'll have to share the link afterwards below for the book. Yeah. If you can ship to Canada.
Yeah.
Shipping.
That would be awesome.
So the name of the book is Wandering Home, an ode to spreading your wings.
Yes.
That's so fun. And you're you're such an artistic writer. I was just talking to Renee ahead of time. You had posted this like cute post because you've been blogging for quite a little while now, right, Julia?
Yeah, about 2.5 years now. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll just let everybody know. I got to meet Julia in Las Vegas, and we got to spend some wonderful time together. So I kind of know this girl a little bit, and she is so fun. And her
quite well. After that time.
I know. And your words, like, they just crack me up. And I was just telling Renee here, you wrote this little like jingle bells thing for Christmas. I posted it on our Facebook page for everybody to look at. So I imagine the book is full of many wonderful things.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more family friendly, the book is. Definitely for mums.
I have to say the song gave me a jig. Oh my goodness. The song gave me a giggle, not a jiggle. Maybe I did jiggle too. But I was reading it and Tarah's laughing at me because I'm actually singing the song while I'm writing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you're a mom or a parent, you'd find it hilarious. And the part where you were talking about preteens in it, I nearly busted a gut because I'm dealing with that at my own home. And whoa. It's like being on an emotional roller coaster ride where you sit back and you think, who are you? Yeah. I fight to laugh. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So so you go ahead?
No, you carry on.
What motivated you to write the song?
We live really close to our neighbours. We're in a little cottage block, so there's not much space between us, and I quite often I'll go, get up in the morning and I'll go through the house and open all the doors and windows, and then forget that they're open, and carry on with my morning with the kid, because I'm constantly outnumbered. My husband's away for 2 weeks out of 3, so yeah, sometimes those mornings can get a little bit hectic and a little bit noisy. And I should really apologise to my neighbours. Maybe I'll send them a Christmas card with a little, sorry that you can. Like, I'm not that bad. It might sound like a terrible. I promise I'm not that bad. And then it just kind of went from there. So that was the motivation.
That's
apologising to my neighbours.
I think we've all been there, and I think if you say you haven't, you're lying.
Yeah,
straight up lying.
Yeah. I think if you live anywhere near people, they've heard you at some stage if you've got kids.
I think so. And in your mind, you're not yelling that loud.
No, and then it's always the afterthought. I go, ooh.
I know. As they're out having dinner on the back deck and we're in the kitchen yelling, right? Yeah. No, I've been there. I have been there. So I noticed on your website too that you have quite a passion for mental health.
Yes, yeah. So that's probably my biggest driver for why I've continued writing publicly. So initially my blog was just a bit of fun with, I was going through those toilet training stages and things. So it was just sort of the real side of parenting and, all those interesting things that happen and things that you say out loud that you never thought that you would. So just the funny things. And then it was probably nearly a year into it that I published my first article on postnatal depression, and then that was picked up by Huffington Post and Sydney Morning Herald, and it was quite a big one, and I thought, okay, there's obviously something here and a really important message that needs to be shared, and we all need a bit of solidarity, and I'm confident enough in myself, comfortable enough really with the way that I'm handling my mental health and things, that I feel like I can offer some support to some other people through my writing. So it's just kind of gone from there, and I think that that's been the most important work that I've done.
I think that's amazing.
The messages and things that I get and the comments, and it's just really I feel like I'm helping other people with that, with sharing those experiences and things, as hard as it can be sometimes.
Well, and I don't know if you're probably the same, but I know for myself, when I go through things, it almost makes it worth going through when you can help others not have to go through it or get through it with grace or whatever. Just help them feel like they're not alone in what they are dealing with. And I think it's such a huge cause postpartum, and such a real thing that so many women deal with.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I just think as well, when I was in that stage, it would have been really helpful to have had some content, some real experience on that to sort of try and relate to, rather than thinking it was just me.
Yeah.
Because so often we do think it's just us, and we don't realize that other people are going through the same thing. So I think just having that solidarity and understanding from other people is really important when you're dealing with those issues or trying to get through them.
Well, and I love that you did it through the blog, because I think so many people, when they're going through big struggles like that, they don't necessarily want to reach out for help right away, or, they just, to be able to read something and engage with someone online sometimes is a much safer way to do it than, hey,
in real life. Yeah.
yeah, just gives them the strength to push through and get the help they need. So I think that's awesome. I'll let Tarah talk, because I could just talk all day. So
I'll talk as long as my kids allow me. Hello, Tarah.
Tarah?
Hi. I muted myself. Oh my gosh, I'm babbling away and no one can hear me. No, I was just gonna say, I love how you bring such a real, like, raw authenticness and fun to your blog. Like that's what I enjoy about it. And even if you guys go, we'll put the links, of course, below later on. We'll talk about that, to your website. Like even just the picture you have on your website, like it's so fun. It's like, what is this girl all about?
The many sides of Julia. No, I do try and keep it lighthearted where I can, but I think just in being true to life as well, and being as authentic as I can. Like life's not always funny. It's not always a good time, and sometimes it's really heavy, and I think it's really important to portray that in what I'm doing, because that's the biggest thing for me, is to be authentic online and present all versions of myself, and some of them are pretty pretty rough around the edges and pretty heavy, so I try and balance it out where I can with some lighthearted and funny stuff to and sometimes it can swing either way, but generally I try to keep it entertaining.
Well, go ahead, Tarah.
I was just saying, well, I know Julia is definitely entertaining. we have Belle's from Australia. She was in Vegas with us, and they had this like little good life ladies thing going on, and they're like little skits and videos and stuff that they do. They just honestly, they crack me up. They're hilarious.
Yeah, we had a good time in Vegas.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, hey ladies?
Yeah. Like literally, there's some videos that can never be shown.
What fun is life if you can't laugh?
Yeah, exactly.
They're headed. So Julia, what kind of going back to what we were talking about with writing, we talk a lot about like journaling and getting those thoughts out as being something really helpful and way to grow personally. Is that something that I'm sure that you have found that you could tell us a little bit about to people that are kind of in that place, like how powerful that tool actually is?
Yeah. So I've just found, and I think that, as I said, that's a big part of why I've continued writing, because I don't know, there's only so many times you can talk about how sleep deprived you are as a parent, or how how hard parenting is. So having the mental health aspect of things has helped me continue writing. But also I've just found so often that vocalizing things like that, so actually writing them down and getting them out, helps make sense of things when I'm really struggling. So I'm not great at journaling. I have tried to do the nightly the manifesting and waking up and writing down my list of 3 and things like that. I do try and do that, but sometimes it just gets life gets in the way. So if once a week I can kind of put everything into a little blog and talk about how I'm feeling or how my week's feeling, and then it just helps me make sense of what's going on, because I can get it like physically. I feel like a physical release sometimes, especially during those really heavy moments, if I can just get it out without having to actually speak it, if that makes sense. Yeah Totally. So it's definitely, is that you beeping or is that me?
Might be my dishwasher might be beeping.
Beeping.
Sorry.
It's just my kids are in the kitchen or in the lounge. It's like, if that's a beeping, I should probably go and check it out. But at your end, it's fine.
So how have you found since the beginning that the blogging has changed for you? Because I mean, there was a while there where blogging was the bomb, and breaking through with blogging, and there was a lot of really big ones, and then it went to social media, and you know, kind of doing it in little snippets. But watching the transformation of people who have blogged or have done the social media, you know, use social media as an outlet for their creative tool. How have you found that blogging has changed your life from like before you started to now professionally?
It's completely the doors that it's opened and the people that I've met through having this online space have just been like, I wouldn't be where I am or doing what I am now without having taken that step. So Belle, for example, who I went to Vegas with, I never would have gone to Vegas if I hadn't met Belle, and I never would have met Belle if I hadn't started blogging. So it's been a really, like, I've had to adapt, you know, my ways of writing and things like that, and what I'm comfortable with sharing. And there's been a big change in the content of what I'm sharing. There's been a big change in the way that I approach it. So I no longer look for places to submit my work. I've kind of got to a point where people can approach me if they want to, and I can provide something for them. But it's just been the network that it's opened up to me, and the opportunities and the people that I've met and things has just been unreal. I'm so grateful for taking that leap and for, you know, getting to where I am now and things. So yeah, it's been incredible, like totally worth the risk, I guess, it took to kind of put myself out there online.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've had some really incredible opportunities because of it. So yeah, it's been really great.
That's it. I've told Tarah, I've just finished reading Rebecca Campbell's two books, and she talks about taking the leap and surrendering, and it's so hard, especially with writing. It's such a vulnerable thing, and I think to be able to get out of your own way and just allow it to come, I think it's amazing that you've been able to do that. And I think, you know, there's so much to it that I don't think a lot of people realize how powerful it is. And
it is really powerful, and it's really interesting to find, you know, what I'm actually comfortable with putting out there and what I feel like I want to share and things like that. And you know, in the beginning, I guess, like it's changed what I define as being successful as a writer, I get, or as, you know, as a blogger, or as whatever you call me. But just, you know, in terms of, like, it's not even about the numbers on Facebook or how many followers you have and things like that, because what I've done and where I've gone with it just tops any of that. So it's interesting how that's changed as well, because obviously in the beginning, you know, it's all about how many followers you have, because that defines your success, and that's not the case. So I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and I think if I'd started with more followers than what I have now, it still wouldn't have changed where I've gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of background stuff that people don't see going on, and but yeah, it's been really interesting in terms of how it's changed my mindset. Yeah. So yeah, really cool. I'm glad that it was I don't know, a mid-morning decision. I was on the lounge floor of my house drinking a coffee and thought, yeah, okay, I'll try this blogging thing.
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah,
Hey?
fun.
Exactly.
So
a great experience.
Julia, can you tell us a little bit about what's it like during the holiday season where you are? Because I don't know what you think of when you think of Canada, but I know right now we are in winter with lots of snow, and I think you're in much more.
When I think of Canada.
What are 3 words you think of when you think of Canada?
3 words. I think of snow, hockey, and beer.
That's us.
Yeah. No, but I don't think I've ever met a Canadian that I haven't got on with. From what I understand, Kiwis and Canadians are quite like-minded, so I'm not surprised that we get on well.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Holidays here, so bright sunshine. I'll just show you. Trying to get out this door if I can. No, it's not. I won't be able to open it, but if you can see out there, so that's the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, beautiful.
This is view from our balcony. So this is the Gold Coast. But yeah, it's summer here. And obviously, I guess we've, in terms of Christmas holidays and things, we've adopted a lot of the traditions and things that have come over on the boats from, you know, people who would normally celebrate Christmas in winter. So we still have fake snowmen and stuff on our lawn, like obviously not snow, but so there's still a lot of that white Christmas influence on what we do. You know, people put fake snow on their trees, and we have, like, my husband built me a fake fireplace so that I could have things on the mantle and hang up the stockings and things. So there's still a really, really big influence from the Northern Hemisphere on like Christmas down here, but it's just so hot here at Christmas. You know, we go down to the beach, or we go to the pool, or we go and play cricket in the backyard. Our Christmas pajamas are all shorts and t-shirt, so it's just yeah, it's really warm, but we still try and have, you know, there's still families that have big roast dinners and things.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
I noticed your Christmas tree in the picture.
Yeah.
So you do that, and it's fairly similar to ours.
Yeah. Yeah. So we still have, you know, a lot of those same traditions and stuff. I guess it's just really hot. And I'm always a little bit brokenhearted that I don't get to wear an ugly Christmas jumper.
We can send you one.
Yeah. I'll just have to wear it in July.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had one of our social friends from Southwest Florida on this week, and I was like, okay, tell me, like, what do you guys put on the trees? Like little martini glasses or pineapples, or what's it like? So I was curious. I'm like, do you have little kangaroo stuffies?
Oh, yeah. So there's lots of, I don't know, decorations are weird. People put the weirdest stuff on their trees, honestly. There's, what did I see the other day? Like, there's little Eiffel Towers, or there's little men in kilts, and there's little, just gin bottles, and yeah, you could have anything on your tree, just whatever you want.
That would be a spirited tree.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
We have a bit of a tradition of going to buy, so I'll take the kids and we'll go and choose one decoration each year that we can add to the tree. So we've got like our general red and gold theme, and then there'll just be these random blue. I try really hard to steer them to the theme colors, but sometimes it doesn't work. So there's a purple mermaid, there's a blue bird, there's a silver kiwi, there's all kinds of things on the tree, just kind of hidden.
I love it.
The theme. So, but yeah, our Christmas is much the same to yours in terms of our traditions and things. I guess a lot of that has come over, you know, because Australia and New Zealand both not built on, but a lot of those traditions have come over from the Northern Hemisphere. So that's kind of what we run with. So Christmas coincides obviously with our summer school holidays. So we'll generally finish school about the mid-December, and then the kids don't go back to school until February.
Oh, wow.
So like I don't know how long your summer holidays are for.
Just July and August.
Yeah. So roughly the same.
Yeah.
December and January.
That makes sense. I lived in London, England for a while, and it was bizarre to me because all of a sudden in January we had this influx of like South Africans and Australians, and yet they all came to the cold. It made no sense to me. But yeah, it was so nice to stand on the bus and listen to all the accents.
Yeah.
So do you guys do like a turkey still with the heat? Like, because I guess you have air conditioning, or do you guys have like other foods and stuff? Because I know we were talking about like, you guys have these like little fun things like Tim Tam slams and all this different kind of fun stuff you guys have down there.
Yeah. I know that, so personally I don't do a turkey, but I know that it is still really popular. So they're still, you know, promoting them and selling them in the shops and stuff. So obviously there's still a lot of people who do a Christmas turkey. but we just kind of do ham and chicken and salads, and yeah, try to keep it nice and light and easy, because it's always, you know,
Hot.
just hot. Yeah, it's hot, and you tend to start the day with a mimosa, and then you just sort of carry on from there. So you just want easy food that you can prepare and
You
pick
do.
out. Yeah, you do. Well, it's hot. So, yeah.
Well, it's orange juice.
Yeah, exactly. So no, but it's just, so traditionally when I think of Christmas, I would think of, you know, you'd have a few beers, you'd play cricket out in the backyard or out in the street, and you'd go swimming somewhere, whether it be at the beach or at the pool. So that's probably our, you know, traditional Christmas that'd be what we do.
I love it.
Another one at the beach.
I know.
Where's our beach?
Maybe we need to go to Australia too, Tarah.
Yeah, come and visit.
We're going to need to go on a world tour.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. It'd
be fabulous.
So what is next for you, Julia? What does the future hold?
So what I've been doing recently is I created my own little, I'm subcontracting to a few different small businesses, just in terms of admin and customer service help. So I needed, as much as I love writing and things, it hasn't provided me with a lot financially, which is, you know, that's not why I do it. So I didn't want to take that path of trying to build it into it didn't fit with what I was doing. So my husband works away, so he works FIFO, which is fly in, fly out. So he flies away up to a mine site and works for 2 weeks, and then comes home and has a week at home. So I need, whatever work I'm doing needs to be really flexible, obviously, because of his roster. And if he's working away and then he comes home for a week and I'm out the door every day to go to work, there's no real benefit in, you know, the additional family time that we're meant to have. So yeah, that was the natural progression for me, was to find something and do something that I could fit into school hours and still be there for the kids and still be there for my husband. So I've been doing a bit of just subcontracting to smaller businesses, and I have a couple that I work for, and I answer emails, and I, you know, put some stuff on social media for them, and it's been really good, really flexible, and really great people that I work with. And
it's kind of a natural progression too from the blogging, because you've got the experience with the technical stuff, and sometimes it's nice to keep your passion project over here and the money maker over here. It was
too hard. There was too many things that just didn't sit comfortably for me in terms of trying to make money from the blog. I've published a few pieces that I've been paid for and things like that, and obviously there's some income from the book, but it needs, because it's so much from the writing side for me, is so much from the heart, and it so often is just you know, it's really pouring out a lot of my feelings. So it felt a little bit weird trying to make money from that. It's hard to explain that one, but so the natural progression for me was to find something that was flexible, and I've done a bit of copywriting and things, so there's a way that I can utilize my talents, I guess, that way, and it's been really good. There's a couple more books that I've got sort of on the horizon, and we'll just keep going from there. And as far as I'm aware, I'll keep blogging as much as I can, and keep on with the mental health thing. So I've been doing I've been public speaking about that. I've started down that road, so that's probably something I'd like to explore a little bit more. And
I love
where
it.
I'm going. Just keeping it open is kind of my, you know, I'm fortunate enough that I can do that, and that I can be flexible with my work, and I can kind of keep an open mind about what's next and take opportunities as they come my way.
I love it.
Good. Yeah, it's been really good.
So awesome. Oh, I was
wondering.
We like to do this to each other all the time.
I can't see you, Tarah.
Oh, am I hidden?
Yeah, I've just been talking to you in my mind.
Oh. I'm here. So one of the other things I wanted to ask you about was the plastic. You know, you do talk about like ditching the plastic, and I know that's something that Renee and we also talk about. Is that something that like it's a cause that you're just passionate about, or can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I just try to just where I can just reduce what I'm using. So I think taking on the idea that I don't need to use, I haven't needed to use as much plastic as I did. So just being really mindful of those kinds of things. So, we no longer use plastic bags. We no longer use takeaway coffee cups where possible. So we have our keep cups, reusable cups. We have metal straws and things like that. So just replacing a few things in our house with reusable things. So we're not using the single-use plastic as much. Has been really important, and it's been really interesting. So I've tried little things like making my own flatbreads and making my own wraps, so I'm not buying them anymore, and just kind of seeing what I'm capable of, I guess, in terms of what I can make that would normally come wrapped in plastic, rather than just buying it because I'm used to buying it. But I just think that it's really important, when you look at those statistics of how much rubbish we're going through and what's going into our oceans and what's going into landfill and things. So thinking what if this is what it's like now, then what's it going to be like in 50 years time? What kind of problems are our kids going to have to deal with? And I just want to instill in them a little bit more that things aren't always disposable, and things don't just go away. So you might be able to put them in a bin, but they don't go away. So yeah, that's just been a
Well, like this, the straw thing is a big thing, especially like in the oceans, right? So with animals and things like that. So
well, and you don't realize how much plastic you use until you actually stop and take notice.
That's it, and that's exactly it. So because we're just used to it. We're just used to buying and we're used to those convenience things, and it's not until you actually stop and go, okay, how much am I actually using, that it can be it's quite confronting. When you start the process, and then when you make the decision to kind of, okay, I'm going to stop using as much plastic now, or I want to reduce my impact, where can I start? And then that's really overwhelming. So quite often people will go from they want to do it all at once, and you just can't, because it's so ingrained in every part of our lives, like even your toothbrush and things that people just don't really think about.
Oh yeah, you had the wooden shades. I remember that when we were in Vegas. You had the wooden sunglasses.
Yeah. So I've still got those. Well, a new pair, but still got those. But it's, I think it's the reducing things, like baby steps is definitely the way to do it. So you stop using plastic bags, and then you stop using straws, and then because if you do it all at once, it's too much.
Yeah, and that's even, I know that's what I've said to Tarah with nutrition and stuff. I think any change you make, the little step you can take today, it puts you a step of where you were yesterday. So,
exactly.
You just do what you can.
You don't have to do everything, but at least if you can do something, then that's different. So if you stop buying, plastic straws, then that's something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just figure the way that I see it is that the biggest threat to our planet is that we think that someone else will save it. So it's always that kind of passing the buck. I don't need to worry about this because someone else will do it, but we need to all be taking some sort of responsibility, and not everyone's going to be able to stop using plastic. Like that's not reasonable. So but if we can do something,
there's an Indian proverb that I love that is very common, but it says, we do not borrow the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. And it's like, when you start looking at it like that what we are doing today is we're actually doing it to our kids, and we have them to answer to, not the people who came before us. So exactly. I think it makes you super accountable to that kind of stuff. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, 100%. So it's been an interesting, little journey, and I've still got a long way to go. And there's definitely moments that I'll buy something because it's quick and it's convenient, but I feel bad.
Yes.
So I just try, and it's remembering to take your reusable bags to the supermarket, and it's remembering to take your keep cup with you wherever you go, and it's remembering to take your stainless steel straw when you go to McDonald's so that you don't have to use one of theirs. So it is a bit of a process of kind of getting used to things and remembering, you know, how to operate. But if I can come, you know, this far in a year, then I can go that far in 5 years. So
You sure can. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I might have to let you go, ladies. I can get the kids in the lounge.
I know, I was just going to say, you probably got to get running. And of course, you're on holidays, so you want to enjoy that holiday. But it has been such a pleasure to have you. Julia, can you just tell everybody quickly before you go where we can find you? And then, of course, we will drop the links below and where they can find your book, because it is the holiday season and children love books.
Yep. So my website is www.juliakerrandco.com, and Facebook page is just Julia Kerr. So if you search Julia Kerr on Facebook, you'll see that photo that you shared, Tarah, and that's me.
That's awesome. If you can leave people with one thought who are looking to start a blog or are writers or want to self-publish, what would it be?
Just be authentic, right from the heart. You can't go wrong with writing from your own personal experience. You know, there's no point in trying to write from someone else's or do something that someone else is doing. Just be yourself and be authentically you, because no one else can do that.
I love it.
We love it.
Have a Merry Christmas, Julia.
Thank you so much, darling. Enjoy your holiday.
Yes.
Bye.
See you.
Oh.
Oh, I want to be looking out that view, that window.
I know, that was amazing. The view was absolutely gorgeous.
Oh,
we're having these like beach, like taunting, like things going on this week, eh?
I know. We should find someone from like Bali or something that we could talk to.
Anyone from Bali? Anyone from Bali?
Hit us up. We'll have you on.
And better yet, if you need us to come there and try out a vacation property you have, let us know. We might be into that.
We won't even charge you. No. Well, that was a fun show.
That was so fun. Yeah, it was awesome. I really, I was going to try and get her to sing that song, but
Yeah, I would do it, but I have like a frog in there, and I, wouldn't want the screen to crack or sound damage or.
I had this visualization of it all being in harmony and then just going really down. It's all good.
That's if you have the gin Christmas tree, Tarah.
Right, the gin Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Well, it has been fun learning about the differences around the world at Christmas, so I've enjoyed it.
It sure has. So
yes,
we have another show tomorrow.
Yes, at 2:30 Mountain and 4:30 Eastern.
Yeah, for Wind Down Friday.
For Wind Down Friday, and we will have something fun in store for you. So you're going to want to join us live right here on the Canadian Social page. And next week we have another great guest coming on. We've got a motivational comedian, Melanie Crawford. So that is going to be a ton of fun. And thank you again, Julia, so much. That was awesome. And enjoy your holiday, girl. And I guess, Renee, I'll see you tomorrow.
You will. So for anyone who's looking, you can find the Canadian Social on www.thecanadiansocial.com. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So heart us, love us, like us, share, comment, send us your questions. We love to hear from you. We'll see you all tomorrow at 2:30 Alberta time for Wind Down Friday. Have a great day, Canada.
Bye-bye, and happy holiday season.